Good evening, Eastern North Carolina. I'm meteorologist Russell James. Here's the latest on your tropical weather update for the North Atlantic. Right now we are tracking Hurricane Beryl, which is already starting to create records, breaking records for the most part. It is the earliest Category 4 hurricane on record in the North Atlantic basin, and it is still very strong, powerful, 130 miles an hour, gusts as high as 160. It is moving to the west here at about 18 miles per hour. I mean, very good thunderstorm action there, good central dense overcast. You certainly see those storms really beginning to blow up there near the center of circulation, and as it moves further towards the west, it's going to be keeping an eye certainly on Barbados here later tonight and southern sections of the Lesser Antilles. Eventually could make landfall as a very strong Category 4 hurricane with winds around 140 to 145 miles an hour. Eventually it's going to be moving south of Hispaniola as a Category 3 hurricane, 120 mile an hour winds, still enough to generate some high surf certainly on the southern sections of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and then from there eventually can move closer to Jamaica and then the Bay of Campeche as we head closer towards the end of next week. And if you're watching from southern Texas or Louisiana or planning on tracking that part of the country and that part of the United States, you just want to keep an eye on this system. Right now, high pressure is still steering this storm further off towards the north and the west, but as we head towards the middle of the week, you see this main high pressure ridge here, that's going to combine with the ridge offshore, and notice you see a slight weakness in the ridge. Sometimes if the ridge begins to weaken, that can allow a brief window for this storm to move further off towards the north and west. And so if I'm booking a cruise or booking a trip down towards Texas or Louisiana towards next weekend, you just want to keep a close eye on it, as some of our latest computer guidance does try to cause the storm to maybe turn off briefly towards the north and the west. So just something to keep an eye over the coming days. Be sure to stay tuned to WITN for the latest information, of course. And we are also tracking Tropical Depression 3, which has winds of 35 miles an hour. This could briefly attain tropical storm status. Next name on the list is Chris. You can see it making landfall possibly as a tropical storm there within a few hours. And then there's another system keeping an eye on, 96L right now, which has about a 40% chance over the next 48 hours and a 70% chance here over the next 7 days, depending on whether or not Tropical Depression 3 gets a name. If it does become Chris, eventually this one could become Debbie as it moves also towards the north and the west. And this is definitely certainly ahead of schedule given our tropical trends. We normally don't see a peak in activity until we get to late August, early September. We are knocking on the door of early July, so we are certainly ahead of the game as of right now. As predicted, of course, National Hurricane Center forecasting 17 to 25 named storms so far. Let's hope we don't make it throughout the entire list. And as always, stay tuned to WITN for the latest information on the tropics and your extended forecast.